February 2022, the 330 KVA Sub-Power Station was inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari in Akurba, a suburb of Lafia, the Nasarawa State capital. This was supposed to usher in a new era of uninterrupted power supply and rekindle the hopes of a booming socio-economic metropolitan city. Barely 1 year into the new era, power has become epileptic despite the ever-increasing postpaid bills and tariffs from the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company (AEDC). The federal government has exonerated itself from this development, insisting it is living up to its responsibilities.
AEDC is a distribution company. The electricity is here in the 330 substation. This is where the national grid stops. This is where the government segment stops, which is the national grid.
This development has continued to anger residents, and their displeasure has from time to time sparked widespread protests. These protests prompted TVC News to embark on a fact-finding mission and ascertain the level of power supply in the metropolis. Christian Favor is a dry cleaner who relies on the use of electricity to deliver services to his customers. He laments the drastic drop in supply of electricity, and for him, this has greatly impacted on his business. Favor now depends on the use of an alternative supply at extra cost to keep his business afloat.
It's affecting us drastically, especially me in particular as a dry cleaner, because like before, when the Akurba Power Station was commissioned, immediately we are witnessing frequent electricity supply, and we are doing well in the business. But as of now, it's no longer the case, and we are spending a lot in fuel, because within a week we buy like 5,000 naira fuel, of which it wasn't like that, and there's no much profit, so it's affecting us very well.
Just a stone throw from Favor's shop is Esther Ibrahim Adeyemi, who operates a hairdressing salon and requires the use of electricity to power up her gadgets. Esther has also resorted to the use of an alternative source of power supply to run her enterprise.
Well, as for last year, we used to enjoy some more. But this year, I don't understand. The bill increased, and again, we are not seeing the light, we are still paying bills. So every day we buy fuel, so we don't enjoy anything in the business.
So now, since you started using generator constantly, what would you say about your games?
I'm not making any game. My game is going inside the gen, like the fuel that I'm buying.
The story is the same for Likita Danlami, who owns a welding shop. But Likita cannot afford the use of an alternative supply, and this is impacting negatively on his work.
The situation with NEPA in this Nasarawa is going high, because now like this, we are not even seeing light. Every day we are looking for light, heat everywhere. We are trying to do work, no light, see everywhere, shop don't drive because of light. And gas, they're expensive now. We have not been seeing light. Now like this, my phone even switched off because of light. So we are suffering, we need light. We are not seeing light now.
Just as Likita Danlami is going through difficulties paying the outrageous electricity bill without a commensurate supply, so is the case of many residents of Lafia Metropolis. You're up to me. We are here to speak to you on the past.
We visited the home of a septuagenarian, Mr. Edwin Okoro, who has resided in the state for decades. He complains that the epileptic power supply is greatly affecting the use of his home appliances.
We don't have for 2-3 days. Light may be not there, and whatever we put in the fridge may be destroyed. We have been begging and begging and begging. You will see a light today, for 3 days no light. Sometimes 1 week. Sometimes I say 1 week, we will not see the light.
Mr. Edwin, who is also a retiree, decries the outrageous billing system adopted by the distribution company.
At the end of the day, the bill will still come. To the length that we are, to this extent that by now we are being billed like 20-something thousand. Last month we got 25,600 on 25,665 naira, 0.25.
When before they used to bill us like around, for instance, they used to bill me around 5,000 naira, but as it is now, it's around 29,000 naira. That was the last bill.
As we are working now, we know they get 20,000 in the month, but bill is coming 30,000. Where we will see that 30,000, and we have family.
The energy challenges has not escaped the notice of the state governor. In January 2023, the governor visited the AEDC head office in Abuja to register his displeasure. He pointed out that the state government had committed a lot of resources to support electricity distribution and deserves a better result.
Like every week, I think I buy an average of 2 transformers. So in the last year, we bought average of at least anywhere between 300 to 500 transformer. We bought at least, if I'm not mistaken, at least 200 transformers. In Nasarawa State. So those are the things that we are going through, and I think you have another smaller substation, in Shandam Road, that has been down for a very long time. So that's why I say people have not complained about that, but I think I should complain about that. So let's see.
The AEDC authorities gave assurances that they would intervene to improve the situation.
What you would like to have, I think from our end, is to get to work quickly to try and see how we can complement us with at least what the intention and your mission is to ensure that the place remains calm and there's no protest. I think, as I like to say, it's no long thing. Let's get to it.
Despite its promises, there seems to be no end to these challenges. Joseph Kigbu is the state chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association and sheds more light on the rights of electricity consumers.
The worst of this is the skyrocketing increments in tariffs and bills. In fact, there are customers whose tariffs were increased by 500% without knowledge, without notice, without information, and without education. And they are compelled to pay. These actions of the distribution company amounts to gross violation of the rights of customers.
It spells out procedures for dissatisfied customers to seek redress.
The law envisages where there are procedures where complaints could be addressed. One among it is to approach the customer complaint unit of every forum, let's say in Lafia, that complaint ought to be addressed within 24 hours, within 48 hours, within a reasonable time. And as they are addressing those complaints, what the regulations and the law as a whole has provided is the customer should be paying the old tariff and keep aside the contested tariff.
Residents remain optimistic that these challenges will soon be overcome and the AEDC will revert to its regular supply of electricity. They also demand that AEDC should look into postpaid billing to avoid litigations from disenchanted customers. Godwin Agwam, TVC News, Lafia.